Test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a good start to the morning. Man, that was on autopilot. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing night. Well, now you guys know what I normally say in the mornings during our live trading session. Wow, that one caught me off guard for sure. So let me move my little icon over here. That was too good. What's up? What's up? How you guys all doing? What's going on, guys? We got Gary, we got James, we got is that Juan? What's going on, Alethea? Thank you. Congratulations on 1 million subscribers. Obviously, could not do it with each and every single one of you. One of the things that I almost want to get in the habit of doing is I want to start giving away little things almost in every single video. I have an idea for future videos. I want to do really, really big giveaways, but I want to keep it consistent, right? Especially for those that are just getting started and or, of course, just to spark some excitement. And what I'm excited to kind of just share with you guys is, especially if I do it on a consistent aspect, I want to give away one of our trading mouse pads and or one of our flags, right? It's just like a little incentive for you guys, especially just for hanging in there. So make sure, I'm going to do this at the end of this video. I'm going to select someone that is tuning on in live, and I'm going to be asking you a question. So just make sure that you stay tuned to the very end of the video. Make sure you drop a thumbs up. And of course, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because I will be checking on that. So, but let's go ahead and jump right into this. If you guys have never tuned on in to one of our Sunday stock talks, I pretty much just go live at 6:30 p.m. and I break down the top stocks that the people that watch live, want me to break down. This is a great time as the market is only open Monday through Friday. One of the things that you guys need to be aware of is we got daylight savings going into effect midnight tonight, right? So we actually, I would say, we gain an hour. So market normally opens here in Arizona at 6:30, and Arizona is actually one of the few states that doesn't go through daylight savings. So the market now opens at 7:30 for all of us here in Arizona. So I got to sleep in an extra hour, and I'm pretty excited for that. I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and break down some of the stocks. It looks like we have a couple of you guys already sharing them. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So a house, LOL, that would be a huge giveaway. Yeah, I don't know about giving away a house, but already happened in Canada. I like that. So Tesla is about to provide a nice dip. I did see that tweet, right? A lot of conversation happening about Elon selling 10% of his, position size to cover some of his expenses. So definitely. All right, let's go ahead and break this down. So excited for my first day trading with you, Ricky, and everyone here too. One of the things that I do have to remind you is you guys can refresh this link right now. I don't know if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, which is the team that gets to watch me trade live every day. So anytime that you hear me refer to anyone as part of our team, I mean the Learn Plan Profit team. So if you guys want to watch my live trading tomorrow, all you have to do is make sure that you wake up at market open, but my Instagram link is in the description. So after this video or right now, just message me on Instagram asking for the live trading link tomorrow. Just so you're aware of that, right? So this video was recorded last night. Yep, I just was able to predict what you were about to say. So, it was recorded last night. No, it wasn't recorded last night. Let's go ahead and break down PayPal. So PayPal, one of the things that I first want to share with you guys is it looks like Carlos also wants me to break down PayPal. One of the things that I want to share with you guys is PayPal is a very, very oversold stock, but I'm also invested in PayPal. And unlike other people, right? Anytime you ask anyone that's invested in a stock, you're like, it's time to buy, all that stuff. If anything, I'm quite the opposite. I know a lot of people are just getting started into the stock market, right? One of the things that I like to be very open about is what I'm invested in, and if I weren't invested in it, would I already be in it? And it's very easy for me to say this. PayPal is cheap, but it's very bearish. It's been selling off for quite some time. I decided to buy the dip when it sold off due to earnings and net overall negative news. It's been on a downfall ever since then. So what I would say is I bought with a very small position. I bought so I can have some skin in the game, but knowing that it can still sell off. The reason I don't want to encourage anyone else to buy is I have experience in the market and I can tolerate that pullback. I watch my position size, and again, it's something that with experience, it doesn't freak me out. When it comes down to PayPal right now, all I have to say to you is I do agree it's cheap. It makes sense why maybe it's in your watch list, but it doesn't make sense to buy when there's no indication of an uptrend. Do you see all of these alerts, right? Notifications. I have all my alerts set. I would love to see PayPal begin to trade above the EMA line and actually indicate signs of growth. But as of right now, PayPal just isn't there yet. So with that being said, I just like sharing that, yeah, I do agree. PayPal does look like a decent deal based off of the overall, year chart. It is very oversold. But don't be naive and think that it has to recover right away. It's been selling off for some time. Direction is super important. If you're so certain that something is going to recover, then challenge yourself to wait for that confirmation of indication of a reversal. How many times, and you guys can speak from your experience, do you buy the dip and it just continues to dip? It's one of the worst feelings. That's what I want you to avoid. I don't want you to make the same mistake that so many other people make. And trust me, realistically, you will make that mistake. But my job is to at least try to minimize the amount of times you make that mistake, right? We all make mistakes. There's no such thing as a perfect trader. Let's embrace that, but understand that there's nothing wrong with being selective, right? Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So let's see who has anything in the ticker call out format. Ticker call out format. So, okay, we got Hassan with Facebook. Let's go ahead and break this one down. So Facebook, I do have to say, I'm also invested in Facebook. I reduced my position size as it began to trade above 344. So as Facebook, I was invested in Facebook. Do you guys remember all those videos I was making when Facebook was down below 320? I love buying blue chip stocks when they're cheap. Facebook is a solid company, and more often than not, it's very bullish. So when it sold off, I viewed that as a deal. It recovered very quickly within a short period of time, which is what influenced me to reduce my position size at these overbought levels. So all that means is I bought into Facebook pretty heavy, not super heavy, but kind of heavy, about $70,000, right? Of Facebook right around 320 a share. As it began to recover, it pushed up so quickly that we were approaching a previous resistance level, so I began to sell a couple of my shares to anticipate a pullback. It's not that the pullback has to happen, it's that it normally gets rejected around this general area, which is what influenced me to reduce the position size. Now, I don't want Facebook to crash again, but I need to make sure that I'm not super naive and hopeful and think that it just has to blindly recover with no pullbacks whatsoever. I want to stay well balanced. I want to have enough money in Facebook that I'm motivated for it to go up, but I don't want to have so much money into a stock that if it pulls back a little bit, I become an emotional mess. If you've been trading for a while, I'm sure you know exactly what it is that I mean, right? It is so important to understand the big picture, and that there's not one stock, right? There's not one stock ever in the world that has shot up and never corrects itself in some form of way. Do you get what I mean? It's healthy for a stock to pull back a little bit, to correct itself, to alleviate, right? And just kind of like not be as hyped up. And as it pulls on back, for those that still see value in it, guess what they do? They continue to buy. They buy it because they know big picture, it's bound to recover. So understand that there's ways to this idea of investing and or trading. You don't need to be perfect. You don't have to have this fallacy of a perfect trade and or of a perfect investment every time. Even Facebook, right? Pushes up, pulls back, pushes up, pulls back, pushes up, pulls back. And this is why you'll see people when they're all for a specific stock and or if they're just on completely on the opposite side of the spectrum where they only think that the stock is going to go up. That's when you should really see a red flag and be like, yo, Like, you're obviously not thinking clearly, you're irrational, and you're trading based off of emotion and or hope. And if you want to trade that way, best of luck to you. But realistically, there's nothing wrong that when a stock pulls back, if anything, it gives long-term investors another opportunity to buy in at a cheaper price, and then as it recovers. Do you get what I mean? So what is the best? What is the best trading platform for someone in the UK in your opinion? So I can't say that it's the best, but a platform that I am aware of outside of the US for all those watching is Interactive Broker. So Interactive Brokers is a very popular platform to my understanding, and to what I've heard, it's the most reliable out of many other platforms out there. So feel free to look into it. I don't know much about them. I've personally never used them myself, but just make sure that you're aware of that. So let's go ahead and break down the next one. So we got, I appreciate you posting this in the ticker call out format, LAUR. LAUR, here we go. Okay, so I see why you're pulling this one up. It looks like on the 4-hour time frame it was trading at 17, and then there was all of a sudden a sudden drop, right? And we saw a quick recovery. Yeah, so Trevor Bird, I'm on Interactive Brokers, and it's good. Love to hear it. It dropped to $9. It looks like you're trying to see if it's going to fill the gap. So this definitely looks like, to me, more of a trade. It doesn't look like an investment. A stock that drops like this, isn't showing signs of certainty. It's not showing signs of consistency, right? There's obviously something that caused it to go from $16 and nearly cut the price in half, right? A 50% drop, and now it's recovering. If you want to trade this, that's up to you. This would be viewed to me as a very high risk, high reward type of trade. And I can see that it has pretty low volume, so it can be easily manipulated, right? I don't like stocks like this, but just because I don't like them doesn't mean that you shouldn't, right? Everyone can see value in different ways and can see opportunity in different ways. It's still trading below the EMA line, so if we do break above, that would be a significant price point to begin to trade above. The easiest way that I can say this is, obviously, you have a lot of margin for recovery on LAUR, right? The way that I would trade this, if I were to trade it, which I'm not, is I would really focus on direction. If this thing begins to pull back in any form of way, I would just completely be out of it. It is so bearish with how it pulled back, and it's so risky that the only reason it makes sense, because of the ROI in potential recovery, is if the direction is in your favor and it remains bullish. If it continues to trade above the EMA line, then great. It has the direction in its favor. As soon as it begins to trade below, I would be out, manage risk, mitigate risk, completely out, and it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it drops once again. It's a different monster when you trade lower volume stocks like this that move so aggressively. So let's go ahead and go here. So we got RRR. Okay, so we got Red Rock Resorts on the 4-hour time frame. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like it has pretty low volume on the 1-day, 1-minute chart. I'm not a huge fan of that, but the thing that I do like about Red Rock Resorts is its overall direction. Would you guys agree that if your overall portfolio looked like this, you would be pretty happy, right? Consistent and continuous growth. It's not that it shoots up right away, but that it shows signs of consistency, right? And it pushes up, it pulls back, it pushes up, it pulls back, and then it makes new highs, it pushes up, and it pulls back. So I see why you're paying attention to it, right? It's attractive that it recently hit new highs at $58. It's pulling back. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. It's cheap, but know that it can get cheaper. I think we can look a little bit closer. This one could be a very simple play. We set an alert for the break above the EMA line, which right around, at least on my EMA, is set at around $52.30. If we begin to trade above this, I would like to follow up with it and then ask myself a simple question. Is Red Rock Resorts actually recovering? Is it indicating signs of growth? And based off of previous highs, and when it begins to actually indicate signs of a reversal, I don't need to be a perfect trader. I don't need a perfect trade. The break above the EMA line to previous highs alone, that's over 12%. So even if I make 6% of that, I can set a realistic goal with a more ideal margin, and I can wait for confirmation of a reversal. All three positive takeaways that at least allow me to mitigate risk, right? So I like this. The biggest thing that I do have to say is, first, we do not have confirmation of a reversal just yet. So if you decide to buy early, that's of risk, and it has really low volume. I'm not the biggest fan of that. So Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So please review PayPal. I think that it will pop. We actually just talked about PayPal. So let's talk about Baba. What's going on, Tyler? I appreciate you tuning on in. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up after this breakdown. But Baba has just been in a just spiral of a downfall, right? Ever since, and it's not even the CEO anymore, but the founder, Jack Ma, was just under a lot of scrutiny in China. And ever since then, I just feel like, they canceled his new potential IPO, right, for his new tech company. And I feel like Alibaba has just been struggling ever since, right? Making lower highs and lower lows. In a very simple way that I can put this is, you're asking me if this is a good buy right now, right? Does this not look very similar to what this looked like, right? Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. We're not indicating signs of growth. If anything, we broke above EMA and then now we just broke below it. So if anything, it's looking like we're right here, right? So why would I put money in something that is showing signs of continuous lower lows and lower highs and just recently broke below EMA? Do I hope that it just randomly begins to recover? Is that what I'm going to trade off of? Hope? What about if I hoped that last month? Or hoped of that the month before that, or the month before that, or the month before that? Do you get what I mean? Have a reason behind every trade you make. It's that simple. Don't do it because you can. Do it because it makes sense. And if it makes sense to you to buy now, that's up to you, right? You're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want. I'm not here to hold your hand. But it is so important, at least in my experience. I've made so many mistakes before because I bought a stock just because I could, or because I thought of it to be cheap at the time. But guess what? Things can get cheaper, especially when the direction is not in your favor. If this thing is selling off, don't overcomplicate it. Why would you buy something and then just hope things to change, right? Make calculated and informed decisions. Don't trade based off of your hope and your desire. You'll get destroyed in this market, at least, again, in my experience. So let's go ahead and break down the next. So 10 likes if you review GRMN. All right, well, I don't know how many likes I'm at right now, so let's see those 10 likes. Let's see. We have 144 likes. Let's see it. I was thinking of giving away a mouse pad today. I was thinking of giving away a flag today for your trading area, for your trading office, and you guys only give me 145 likes? Really? 165 likes? There's 1,000 of you guys watching right now. Oh, I want to give you, what do you guys want? So for those that did, since there's so few of you, 178 of you so far, right? How many of you guys want maybe a Wall Street statue? How many of you guys would want a mouse pad? What about some aluminum art? What about a flag? I swear, I'll give it to one of you guys. We'll do it at the end of the video. Yeah, you guys want to do that? End of the video, we'll do a quick little giveaway. Mouse pad. I don't know. Just one thing. Justin can't win the mouse pad though. All right. I like it. So let's see where we're at. All right, 347. A little bit more respect. First off, that's still only a 34% turnover. Should we give away a mouse pad now and give something away later just to get it over with? Yeah? All right, let me see if I can. How am I going to select someone? All right, so you have to comment. Let me break down one more stock. And while I break down this stock, I will give away a mouse pad, or I'll give away a flag. Give me one quick second. I'm going to break down someone's stock, right? They asked me for Garmin. For the meanwhile, you guys can refresh your link, refresh this video, go in the description. It's actually not there. The website's called shoptechbuds.com. Go there and pick whatever it is that you want. Type it in the live chat, and I'll give it to you for free. How does that sound? I'm going to break down the stock in the meanwhile while you do that. Shoptechbuds.com. Again, if you don't want to participate, don't participate. No hard feelings. Drop a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and then go pick out what it is that you want. Alrighty. let's go ahead and break down Garmin. So I really like Garmin on the overall day chart. You can see that it hit highs of 178.81, right? It pulled on back. It's making lower highs and lower lows. So this kind of goes back to the very simple concept of it's cheap, but it can get cheaper. So is it a good deal right now? Or again, based off of the last time, it showed indication of a recovery and then it dropped once again. So Garmin was very bullish. And if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, I think that we could see things a little bit more clear. I feel like, again, just looking at previous lows, if you were to say, if we were talking about the 3 stages of a reversal, right? Rejection, consolidation, and confirmation. What stage would this be in? Rejection, consolidation, or confirmation? I would say that it's anywhere in between either stage 1 or stage 2, right? There's no indication of an uptrend, but there can be. So this is why we set alerts. This is why we create watch lists. This is what we talk about within Learn, Plan, Profit every single day. If you're going to do something effectively, right? Do it with a plan. I'm tired of all those BS hopeful trades. Aren't you? Aren't you tired of just not being well-versed or calculated with your trades that you take? It's frustrating. So do something about it. How can you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result? You know what that's called? It's called being an idiot. When you do something over and over again and expect a different result. We all know what we should do, but asking yourself a very simple question, are you doing it, is the biggest difference. I'm not calling you an idiot. I made this mistake so many times before, but it takes time for you to learn from your mistakes. And that's what I'm here to share. If you are so certain that Garmin is going to recover, then set those alerts and wait for that recovery. So, all right, you guys don't even let me focus because there's so many people in the live chat. Okay, so I gave you guys some time to select, right? And I will highlight. It's literally going to just be, I'll do another giveaway right after this too. I'm just going to highlight someone. How can I do this? I don't even know how to do this. Okay, so just start typing. I can't even see it. I don't think it'll even let me highlight it. So I'm going to screenshot a name and see what it is that I get. Ready? So I'm going to screenshot a name. Whatever name I get, that's the like in the center, right? So let's do a countdown. Make sure you type it in. I can't, so it's just going to be, right? Go, 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 go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's see what it is. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that, you can't even see it. Okay, wait, I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to do it a little bit bigger, right? That's fair. Would you guys say that we do it again? Would you say that we do it again? All right, 3. This is kind of fun for me. Make sure I get the picture. I should have done it with the picture. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys ready? All right, that's right down the middle. Let's be fair, right? I said that, I disclosed it, right, of whoever it was that was going to be in the middle. And look at this. We got the non-conversationalist Wall Street charging bull statue. I'm cool with that. We have to be respectful, right? I'm going to do another giveaway at the very end of it. But I have your screenshot here. Let's see if we could find him in the live chat. Let's congratulate him, right? Again, it was a random selection. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to do another giveaway at the very end. He wanted a Wall Street charging bull statue. So that is one of these statues for your trading desk, right? Or for your office. So that's what we're giving away right now. I'll do another giveaway at the very end of the live stream. And if you want to tune on in, again, just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you drop a thumbs up and stay tuned to the very end. So let's congratulate him and let's move on to the next one. So as of right now, let's go back to the different stocks. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this again. People are going to they're like, what the heck? Why aren't we talking about stocks? But okay, we talked about Garmin. Let's go ahead and break down 5 more stocks and then we'll you better like the vid, right? And then we'll go back to, I need you to message me on Instagram. The non-conversationalist, I need you to message me on Instagram, okay? So I don't know how all right. Well, I need you to message me on Instagram, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and break down the next one. Alrighty. Congratulations on 1 million. Thank you. All right, so we have Fiverr. I'm down to break down Fiverr. Let's go ahead and do that one. Fiverr. So that's FVRR. So on the day chart, we could see that we're at lows of 155, overall highs of 250 or overall highs of 336. Very common resistance level at 240. So I definitely see why you're paying attention to it. It definitely looks a little bit cheaper, but it's not in our favor, right? Still not indicating signs of an uptrend. We need to wait for the break above the EMA line. And this is kind of the challenge with a lot of these stocks, right? So you can see that that there's a lot of stocks, right, that are selling off. And you might be asking, if you're an absolute beginner, you might not know what we're looking for. You might be like, Ricky, why wouldn't we buy right now? I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to buy, right? If you want to sell. Do whatever it is that, makes you happy. But I like to have a reason behind what it is that I do. And if you're asking the question, what would I be looking for, is waiting for indication of an uptrend. I think the EMA indicator is a very respectful indicator in the sense that when it breaks and begins to trade above EMA and validates the EMA, it can be a very useful indicator. It's not perfect, but it can be very useful. So when it begins to trade above the EMA line, right, it was selling off. It found a support level and then was testing the EMA. And then we broke above the EMA. And then it would push up, pull back, validate it. It consolidated, broke above, broke below, right? And then consolidate and continue to uptrend until it broke below and then start making these lower lows and lower highs. So until it breaks above the EMA line and indicates signs of an uptrend, then I wouldn't really worry about Fiverr right now. Yes, it's cheap, but just like we've seen before, it can easily get cheaper. So let's not forget about that, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, and it has up and coming earnings. So earnings on this one, not tomorrow, not on Tuesday, but on Wednesday. A lot of tech companies have been destroyed during earnings. It gets cheap, but do we want to see a Pinterest, right, where it was already cheap and then all of a sudden it just drops, right? This was the day right before where PayPal was talking about a potential acquisition for Pinterest. It shoots up to $66 and then in the next 2 days it drops down to 43. Asking yourself a simple question. Don't always just put the best case scenario in your head. Think about the risk. Be realistic. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. That's not what I'm here to do. It's just important for me to remind you why you're doing this. And it's not based off of hope, but it's based off of the idea of understanding what you're doing. Is that not all of our goals? To understand what to do. The next one's going to be Carvana. So CVNA. Let's go ahead and break that one down. So on the overall day chart, we could see Carvana, in my opinion, has been struggling. First off, I'm a huge fan of Carvana. They've completely disrupted the used car dealership market. They're all online and they're just absolutely killing it. One of the things that Carvana has been showing signs of is a resistance. It's struggling to hold above $310 a share. It pulled back from highs of $376. First off, if you guys didn't know this, Carvana is one of the most valuable companies that's based out of Arizona. I'm from Arizona. That's why I'm very aware of them. I love their company. I love what it is that they stand for, but they're not indicating signs of growth. So just like I might hope that Carvana recovers, but I'm not going to go into it when there's no indication of that recovery. Do you get what I mean? It's great to have goals, but it's even more important to understand how to work towards them. And hoping for them to, happen isn't going to do anything, right? If you hope to have something, that doesn't do anything, right? You can hope for it. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen. You can work for it, or you can wait for that opportunity to present itself on when it makes sense to go for it, right? And that's exactly what we're doing, at least for the stock market. That's what would make sense to me. I have my alert set. I have this in my watch list. You can see it right on over here. And I'm waiting for indication of an uptrend. But that's just me. So is AMC a buy? Do you guys think that we should break down AMC? AMC, respectfully, is reporting earnings tomorrow. I shared with you guys that I was holding a certain amount of shares, right? AMC, I have 1,000 shares. I previously had nearly 3,000 shares, but now I have 1,000. I reduced my position size, and 1,000 is still a good chunk of change, right? It's $41,000. It's good. The reason I am reducing my position size is due to risk. Trust me, I wouldn't hold 1,000 shares of AMC if I didn't want it to go up. But it's reporting earnings tomorrow after market hours. We don't know which way it's going to go. We don't know if it's going to shoot up and go to the moon based off of what they're set to announce during their earnings, and or if they completely miss expectation and just tank. Right? At the end of the day, we're not here to, no one else is going to pay your bills. You are here to trade for yourself and to have a reason behind what it is that you do. And AMC tends to get rejected, at around $40 a share. It pushes up and then it pulls right back to $35, right? Pushes up, pulls right on back, pushes up, pulls right on back. It pushes up, it's approaching that resistance level. So I want it to go up, but I'm not going to do it blindly. I'm not going to do it with 3,000 shares. So I reduced my position size to a position that I feel like is enough money to have some skin in the game, but not so much that if it pulls on back, then guess what? I can buy with 3 times as much and I can be comfortable. Do you get what I mean? I'm hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst. I think that's the difference. I'm hopeful that it pushes up, but I'm aware that it doesn't have to. It's having an open mind towards an opportunity that always comes with 2 sides. So what EMA am I using? That's a great question. So if you're new to our YouTube channel, first off, make sure you subscribe if you feel like we earned it. The EMA setting is set at 30. My moving average, which is this green line, is set at 180. I actually have a video on YouTube. If you guys want to Google, YouTube search how to set up Webull and then follow it by Ricky. I have the top video, obviously, and I break down exactly how I have my Webull set up if you care to check it out. Bro, you don't know how you are changing lives. Well, I appreciate that. Again, that's obviously a very kind comment. One of the things that I like to say to that, and if you've ever messaged me on Instagram, first off, I hope that you know. I hope that all of you guys watching, and I mean this, right? If you've ever had a conversation with me, if I've ever reposted you on my story, I try to engage with you guys as much as I can. I try to respond to all of my messages. I'm not perfect. I do miss a few. But anytime that I ever get someone thanking me for their success, for their successful trade, at the end of the day, I am here to share my experience and what works for me and what doesn't. It's not a perfect system. It's not a perfect world. But I'm here to encourage and empower you to do what's best for your future self. I'm always trying to look out for you. And if that works well for you, then great. But one of the things that I always love to remind people is, regardless of how successful your trade is and or you've become, that is all based off of your ability to overcome challenges and to stay consistent with something. I was here to spark your interest. I didn't make you successful. You did that. Do you get what I mean? I always love to hold yourself accountable for your success and, of course, for your failures. It is part of the game. It is part of the process. I'm so happy to see that there's been so many of you that I've been able to spark your interest into the market. But whatever follows after, it's on you, right? You need to make sure, and I can't repeat this enough, it is so important for you to make sure that the actions that you make today are something that align with the goals of your future self. That is why I always say that, right? So that's why I always like to encourage you that if you want to buy something, you buy something. If you want to sell something, you sell something. You're an adult. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to hold your hand, right? No one wants to be told what to do. You shouldn't either. The goal is to learn how to trade, not to be told what to buy and what to sell. It could be easier to copy, but it's not self-sufficient. And that's never been, our goal has always been to be self-sufficient. And that's what I want to make sure that I always encourage all of you guys to do. You have so many traders that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit that have different trading styles than myself. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. Think about it. It's so amazing that they've been able to take what I've shared with them, they take what they like, and then they develop their own trading style. Is that not the goal for each and every single one of us? Is that not, right? It's to build a foundation in which that we understand and how we can scale from there. So anytime that you ever message me, I hope that you know that if you're on Instagram and if you follow me especially, I hope you know, sending me a message, just saying what's up, introducing yourself and what your goals are. I'd love to, just a very even simple conversation like that. Why not have it, right? I'm here always to assist you. And again, my Instagram is actually in the description. So if you want to send me a message, if you ever are like, hey, Ricky, can I watch one of the Learn, Plan, Profit live trading sessions? I'm interested in joining, but I just don't know if it's for me. Then guess what? I can send it to you. You can watch me trade live tomorrow. If you like it, great. Then you can join. You have more of an understanding of what we offer. If you don't like it and you're like, I appreciate it, but it's not for me, then guess what? That's amazing too. Why not make informed decisions and not be afraid to have a conversation? Because you're too afraid to ask, right? Because you're too proud to ask. I don't care, right? Every person that I've started a company with, that I work with today, are people that once followed me on Instagram. I don't know if you guys know that. There's about 10 people that are part of our team. 9 people. 2 of them are people that did not follow me on Instagram. 2 of them. All the other people are people that are actually part of my team, that I've invested in, that I invested into, are people that just messaged me on Instagram one day. Right? Anyone who's too proud to close a door to someone due to the lack of, maybe because you don't have the most followers, right? We all provide value in different ways. Let's not forget that. So, do you still work with Ismail? Of course, Ismail is one of our great guys. We're lucky to have him. And again, we're with one another every day. He's at the Trading Tech Buds HQ. We got Justin here. So let's go ahead and break down another one. So Starbucks, SBUX. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So here we go. Starbucks on the day chart. It doesn't look to be the cheapest, but it's bullish, right? So I definitely see why you're paying attention to it. It looks like it gapped up a lot, so I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Looking at how it's been trading at before, now that it's trading, I don't care if you know how to read patterns. It's not about that. Just look at the price. At 116, 117, right? We were previously trading at 104. All of a sudden, 1 week later, we're trading at 117. So it's indicated signs of an uptrend. And now if you look at the MACD, now if you look at the RSI, we're overbought. It pushed up, what is that? About 10%? Over 10%, yeah. 12%, right? Within 1 week. Asking myself, well, look how it's traded before, right? Mainly trading below $115, but now it's trading above. So it's great that it's indicating signs of an uptrend, but it pushed up so quickly within such a short period of time that now it makes sense that it can pull on back, right? Does that not make sense? So when asking myself the question, I'm a deal hunter who likes to overpay for things. I don't, right? I don't like to overpay for things. I like to buy something that's worth buying that I can sell it for more. Let's keep it to that core principle. Well, Starbucks recently gapped up so much that it makes more sense because of how overbought it is that it can actually pull back. It's great that the direction is in your favor, but you need to understand when also you've missed out on it and it's best to just prepare for the next opportunity. It's already indicating signs of a potential reversal. The MACD is already curling back, right? The RSI is already curling back. You can see that there's obvious indication of a resistance. So it would be very useful for you to understand that maybe it's actually time to wait for a pullback, right? It's that simple. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I view Starbucks to be more on the overbought side than oversold. So I want to become a trader when I'm older. However, I need to go to the university this year or not. What do you think? I think it's great. I think you should get an education. One of the main reasons that I decided to move to Arizona originally about 6 years ago was to go to ASU. I was studying, right? I was going to school. I'm never going to be someone that's going to discourage you to do something you want to or that you think you should do. You know what I would encourage you to do is what I did. I went to school. I got a full-time job that was sales-based, right? And on top of that, I was trading and I was buying and selling cars and buying real estate. I was just working more hours than the average person. You can go to school and you can go to school full time. But guess what? Instead of partying and hanging around all day, you can get a job. You can learn how to trade. Why does it always have to be I want to do this, but I can't because I have to do this? Why not do both? Because it requires more time? I guess it just depends on how bad you want it, right? I think that's really what it's dependent on, right? If your life depended on it, you would go to school full time and you could learn whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm not saying that you should learn how to trade. I'm saying that you should never restrict yourself or undermine yourself, right? And say that you could only do one thing when you know you can do both. It just comes down to the concept of how bad you simply want it. So, and I think that's great. I think it's great that you want to go to school, and I think that, you should. But just understand that you can do multiple things while you're at school. Ricky, can you check out Lucid? So Lucid, if I'm not mistaken, it's LCID, right? Lucid, if I'm not mistaken, had a very strong performing week. It's very overbought, very overextended. It's not a good deal. It's bullish, but it's not a good deal. If I were to ask you, hey, there's a really good deal to Lucid Motors and it's at $41. Well, how can you even tell me that when it used to trade at $23? So it's not that it's a good deal anymore. It's asking the question, can this thing still go up? If the momentum and the relevance is still there, yes, it can. But it comes at a greater form of risk because of how much it's gapped up. But it looks like it's already losing its momentum, right? You can see that it's losing its steam. It's peaking, and we'll see. We'll see if it corrects itself because it went from $40 down to $30, right? So think about that percentage, right? That's about 20 to 25%. So when it goes from 42 and it pulls on back again, are you going to be surprised or are you going to be prepared? It only makes sense to take part of a bullish stock that's overbought if it's still rallying, right? Like Tesla, when it was at 1,000, when it was at 1,100, it only makes sense when it's still bullish, not when it begins to peak and pull back. Just because it's overbought doesn't mean that it can't go higher. It's asking that question, is the direction still in your favor? Is the momentum still in place? It comes at a greater form of risk, but definitely still possible. So hey Ricky, I'm a truck driver and thinking to do full-time trading and go to school. What's your suggestion? I'm currently making 100K a year. First off, Max, that's insane, right? I don't care what age you are, 100K a year is absolutely amazing. I think it's great that you have a stable income. One of the things that I want to remind you, and I've had this conversation with a lot of our Learn Plan Profit members, I don't think it matters that much how much you make and or how much money you have. I think what matters is I like to treat everyone the same. You know why? It's not because I'm a nice guy. It's not about that. It's about the market doesn't care how much money you make. The market doesn't care how much money you have. It treats everyone the same. It does not discriminate, right? So it's great that you want to learn how to trade. You don't need money to learn how to trade. You can start paper trading. Your account, when you're learning how to do something, should reflect someone that's trying to learn. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to lose money. Don't think that if anything, right? A lot of, they say 90% of people fail as they're learning how to trade. You know why? Because they think that they're the excuse. They think that they're the 10% that never loses money. Why would you put yourself with those negative odds? Why not put yourself in the position that, because I'm aware of that statistic, I'll be, more inclined to focus on risk management, to hold myself accountable that, yeah, you make 100K a year. Let's say that you have $50,000, $20,000, $10,000 saved. I think that's amazing. I think that you did an amazing job saving money, something that most people can't. But guess what? I still think that you should trade with much less. Your account today should reflect someone that's learning how to trade. So when people ask me, Ricky, I think I want to sign up for Learn Plan Profit. I have $50,000. Do you think I can, turn this into 100,000? I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you have $1,000 to your name. I don't care if you have $100,000 to your name. If you're learning how to do something, it's great that you've worked hard on the back end. You've built a great and stable foundation for yourself, right? But please make sure, do your future self a favor. Don't do it for me, but do it for yourself. Don't jump into the market with all that money you've saved when you don't understand what you're about to do. If you're learning how to do something, focus on the learning part. The making money part comes later. That's always my suggestion. So I think it's great that you want to learn how to trade. Just know that just like we talk about within Learn Plan Profit 2.0, there's ways how to learn how to trade at a very minimal cost. You can paper trade, simulation trade. You can trade with a fraction of what you have to focus on what's important and learn. If you're making money when you're learning how to trade, be realistic. What do you think that you're going to focus on most? Learning how to trade? No, you're going to try to make the most money within a short period of time. And guess what? You're not going to give your future self a chance, because you're going to ruin it for your future self because you're trying to make the most money right now when you're not even allowing yourself to get yourself 1 year from now, 5 years from now. Ask yourself a simple question. Are you trading today with what you want to trade with? Key question. With what you want to trade with 5 years from now? No? I hope the answer for all of you guys are no, right? The goal is to trade with more in the future. So why are you trying to make the most money right now when you're learning how to do something? Do you get what I mean? It sometimes takes you to ask the question to yourself in a third person view. So third person perspective. So let's go ahead and break down one more. All right, let's see, one more stock. Let's go ahead and break this one down. So let's do DraftKings, just because obviously it was fight night weekend. All right, so 4 hour time frame, DraftKings has become very oversold, right? It's been selling off for quite some time. No indication of an uptrend as of right now. Oh, wait, did we not already talk? Have we talked about DraftKings? I feel like this one's very similar. I think this might be similar to Fiverr. Yeah, never mind. So it is a different one. Very similar to Fiverr, where it's at a previous support level. I do agree with you. It is very cheap, but guess what? It's not. Ask yourself just a simple question. Is it indicating signs of growth? No? Then why are you so eager to get into it right now? If you want to take a small position, that's up to you, but just know that it could still sell off. It's not indicating signs of growth, so you can't expect it to recover right away or anytime soon. Do things when they make sense, not when you want to. The market's not on your time, you're on the market's time. It's your job to track and trace opportunity, not to tell it when it presents itself, right? Right now, it's trading below the moving average. It's trading below the EMA line, and there's no indication of reversal. So with that being said, I think it's a great stock to watch. I think it is cheap. I think it makes sense because it has a lot of upside margin, right? It has a lot of margin for potential recovery. This is a stock that I'm watching as well. You can see that it's added to my watch list. It's added to the stocks that are oversold. But there's a big difference from stocks that are oversold than stocks that are active. Stocks that are indicating signs of growth. That's the difference. It's not being afraid to watch those stocks, but knowing when to trade them. That's what makes the difference. It's not the what stock should I trade, but when should I trade it. You guys get what I mean? All right, I'm done boring you guys. So we have our first giveaway winner. Let's see. This time, I want to give away a mouse pad. So again, make sure to refresh your page or just go to shoptechbuds.com. Stay on this live stream, go to shoptechbuds.com and pick your favorite mouse pad. I need you to comment what mouse pad do you want. Do you want the Wall Street Bull for your trading setup? Do you want the Stay Bullish? Do you want the extra large mouse pad? We have a selection of over like 15 mouse pads. Our most popular one, the Day Trader mouse pad, the extra large one. One of our most popular ones, we got the Wall Street Journal mouse pad, right? And we got the Make Your Own Luck mouse pad. Got the Hustle to Inspire. I don't know if you guys have, a lot of you guys probably have this at your trading station already. If you don't, then again, now's your time to win it for free. So let's go ahead and see it. So shoptechbuds.com. Let's see it. Ready? So the rule is I'm going to randomly screenshot the live chat. And whoever is more in the middle, I'm going to give them a mouse pad. Okay? It's fair, right? All right, I have it here. Whoever is more in the middle. So and first off, a quick little heads up. You have to be subscribed to the channel and you have to drop a thumbs up on this video. I want to do this in every single video. I want to give away something in every video. So if you don't win today, Don't worry about it. You'll be just fine, right? All right. 3, let's do a countdown from 5. Continue to share, right? Continue to share, and whoever falls in this gets it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. All right. Let's see who it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, look at that. Jonathan Cruz. I want the day trader extra large mouse pad. So Jonathan Cruz just won the day trader extra large mouse pad. But for all of you guys, just for even tuning on in, you guys definitely don't have to, but I'm sure some of you guys just visited our Shop TechBud site. We are giving away also at the end of the month, or the start of December 1st, we're actually giving away the ultimate giveaway, a MacBook Pro 2021, the one that literally just came out, and $1,000 cash. This is for all of you guys, right? So if you guys have never purchased anything from Shop TechBuds, just a quick little heads up. If you were to buy a mouse pad, an example would be like this. A mouse pad like the Wall Street Bull mouse pad earns you if I'm not mistaken, it's not 375, it's 150. So I'm gonna have to change that. That was weird. So I think it's like this one. So this one's 250 entries. So this is the extra large mouse pad, and this one's 250 entries. So that's 250 entries towards the giveaway. Again, you guys don't have to enter, but if you guys wanted a mouse pad and want it for your trading station, if you guys want anything off of the site, every $1 you spend equals 5 automatic entries. And again, we're gonna be giving away a MacBook Pro and $1,000 cash on December 1st. All you have to do is shop your favorite items, and just know that that automatically enters you for the giveaway. You don't have to enter. It's just a giveaway that we wanted to run, saying thanks to everyone that shops on our site, especially if you want to pimp out your trading station. Let's be honest, it looks pretty cool. So other than that, I had a lot of fun with you guys. So yeah, it's that simple. I really enjoyed this live stream. I hope that you guys did too. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this upcoming week. I'm excited for a lot of these different stocks that are going to be reporting earnings this week. But what I want to leave you with is, again, how important it is to implement structure in your trades. One of the videos that I was actually really excited to make maybe this week is, what's my routine that I have every morning with like how I check stocks that I'm either watching, how I manage my watch list and move them into stocks that I'm about to buy, transitioning them into, what stocks it is that you want to sell and how it is that you average up into it. It is so important to understand how to manage your watch list in an effective way. It's such an overlooked thing because everyone has a watch list and everyone's on the hunt for the next biggest thing. But again, it's the very simple things in life that people tend to overcomplicate. And I feel like this is definitely not an exception. So I'm excited for this upcoming week. I hope that you guys are excited as well. Friendly reminder, if you guys haven't watched one of my live trading sessions, you guys can go in the description. I hope that you're okay with messaging me on Instagram, and all you have to ask me is ask me for tomorrow's live trading session. I would love to have you tune on in and watch what it's like to just watch me trade live. I work with the Learn Plan Profit team every day. They are the only team that I work with. I don't have any other teams. I don't have any other thing, right? It's just, if you want to learn how to trade, I either have my YouTube videos that you can search for yourself, and or I have my Learn Plan Profit team. If you're someone that works well with structure, if you're someone that works well with accountability, then again, this is where it's going to be more for you, right? So it is so important for you to at least understand what is it you're about to get into, right? So if you want access to tomorrow's live trading session, make sure you click the link in the description, message me on Instagram, and ask me for the live trading session. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope and wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that